What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today I'm here to talk to you about Gunfire Reborn. Now, I wanted to talk to you first about the fact that I had no idea this game was on the radar. It kind of flew in, and I'd only seen it after seeing a couple of streamer friends play it. Shoutouts to Pasan Cat. If you guys followed him from back when he was playing Orcs, or even before or after that, that's great. You guys should give his Twitch channel a look. And I actually didn't know what to expect. I saw him playing this for a little while, and I immediately thought, okay, we got a looter shooter with roguelike elements, which is a little backwards. It's actually a roguelike game with influences from a lot of looter shooters. But it just looked interesting to me, and I had to give it a shot myself. And looked it up on Steam. It was currently going for I think $11.99, and I was like, all right, it's definitely inexpensive. It looked well past that level of polish to start. And let's take a look. So here we are, and I gotta say, this is probably the best 12 bucks I've spent in a long time. Just taking a look at the game, the visuals are really nice. It's got a very distinct art style, which is always good for a game, because either you love or hate the visuals, but when you like them, you really like them. And of the varied sort of terracotta soldiers and the animal-based enemies that you run into, they look interesting enough to be kind of not off-putting. The game doesn't feel like it's trying to be super gritty, but at the same time, when something's threatening. Generally speaking, the larger, heavier enemies are sort of the problems, and the lighter enemies, smaller ones, generally don't deal that much damage, but there's a lot more of them. So you kind of get an idea of how you need to prioritize your threats, and it works really well for the game's design and engagement. On top of that, there's a lot of influence here from other games that have done really well, which is a good sign. You can usually see that if a game's trying to, bite somebody else's style, if they don't implement it in a good way, it might be a problem. But here, of the things that have been borrowed and placed inside of this to make it sort of stand out, or to, just take things that they like, it feels very much like an homage to things that worked in other titles. And they seem to work out okay here as well, which is nice, because sometimes just grabbing things from other games may not work out too well for you. But there's influence from Borderlands, Overwatch, and Doom in this game. Doom primarily with a lot of the weapons and the way that you have a sort of quick dash mechanic, which allows you a quick burst of movement and allows you to get out of the way of certain attacks. A lot of attacks in this game are projectiles, so being able to move out of the way or grab some cover quickly will help to keep you alive. And the game doesn't actually pull a lot of punches. Things after the first area get heavy and very dangerous quite easily. So if you're not prepared to get behind some cover or keep yourself safe, you really are going to run into some problems. But in addition to that, there's influence from Overwatch and Borderlands, obviously with the character abilities, but mostly with the ideas of the weapons. There's a weapon that is reminiscent of Zarya's gravity cannon from Borderlands, including the ultimate attack that she has, where it launches an orb that sort of sucks everybody in, and then it follows up with an explosion, which is amazing. There's a shotgun that is very similar to the Tigress from Warframe. Then it also is similar in effect to Doom's super shotgun. Then there's a submachine gun that feels very reminiscent of Borderlands with its rapid fire and the ability to throw it and have it explode on enemies. It's a choice, though. It's not automatically going to happen just by you having to reload the gun. So it's very intentional decisions with the way that the weapons are designed, which is always a good thing. And at the same time, there are a lot of them. I've only discovered at the time of recording this video about 40 of the weapons, and there's definitely about 80 or more. So there's just a lot of stuff to go through, and a lot of things to discover and level up while you're playing this. There's also a talent tree. The talent tree is very roguelike-ish in that you collect a resource while you're playing the game, and you sort of spend it when you die. It doesn't hold over originally, but once you unlock the ability, you can sort of accumulate it a little bit, not too much, but it allows you to be more and more prepared for future runs through the game. So the talent tree works sort of like a tutorial where you get access to more and more abilities and, you know, sort of a stronger base character to be able to survive longer through all of the trials that you experience. And you know, the deaths and everything sort of, you know, get you used to seeing more and more versatility in the things that drop. Also, unlike a lot of games where normally your unlocks happen after you die, in this one, when you happen to kill something or trigger an event that would get you access to new items that will appear further on in repeated runs, they all drop immediately. So you get that loot explosion effect when you get a lot of things that happen at the same time, where you get like a new temporary perk, or you get a new weapon to drop, and you can try them out immediately without having to wait until it just randomly shows up again later, which is something that's really cool here and something that I haven't actually seen any roguelikes do in the past. And that's cool because it, you know, it lets you see what things can do, but it also lets you fail if you're making the wrong choices, if you don't actually think about what you're picking up and what you're using immediately. So, you know, you get a sense of elation, and then there have been multiple cases where I'm like, yeah, this doesn't really work for this build, and it is now killing me. But that's part of the experience with roguelike. Sometimes you got to try out new things, and while they may not work 100% of the time, sometimes you get certain combos and they just get extremely dominantly powerful. There's also like little secret rooms here that allow you to pick up extra perks, but don't actually, you know, take you further into the game. So it's like finding a bonus perk at the end of the level rather than just having to pay for one at like one of the chests or shrines. So there's so much that's interesting and fun to see while playing this game, and in the form of like just a quick, you know, jump in and go roguelike, it just feels good. And so if you guys enjoy a good roguelike, if you like shooters in general, and if you're cool with, you know, the cutesy animals and the art style, feel free to just take a look at and pick up Gunfire Reborn. I definitely, again, think that this is the best $12 that I've spent in quite some time, and I think that as long as you got the scratch, go for it. But that'll be it for now. Again, I will probably decide to throw up a bit of gameplay videos regarding this, just, you know, me chatting over some gameplay. And if you guys enjoy that, I'll probably have a playlist that is attached to the end of this video, as well as those videos themselves, so, you know, you can sit in and see what you like. But also, if you do, feel free to like this video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the video. Do you like this sort of preview, first impressions video style as well? It's something I haven't done often, but I plan to do more of. And so, you know, if you guys let me know what you think, then that'll help me know what to do as well. But until next time, as always, take care, guys, and have a good one, folks. Peace.